Welcome. This morning I've had to pop down to the plot, especially just to re-record this first part of the segment. So it's about 7 days after I've actually dug this bed over. And yes, you heard right, a no digger digging a bed over. This was a set of circumstances that I don't believe no dig can cover, and it's one circumstance that needs conventional treatment. It's raspberry roots that have come in from the neighbouring plot, and I'll show you how to prevent it happening in the future. Very rustic way of doing things, but it actually works. So let's get to the video. Show you what I'm talking about. So there's the area that I'm going to have to dig up, and this area here is my neighbour's plot with raspberries, and they've rooted under the path and up into my zone. In fact, because they've come up inside this lovely fertile ground, it's they've done better than the neighbour's raspberries. So it's a good reflection of the fertility of my soil, but it is a bit irritating. This is what I'm talking about. So my task in this little clip is to get rid of all those. I'll put it on fast forward because I'm sure you've got better things to do in your life than watching me dig. Breaking all my own rules, but yeah, it's just the way it's got to be, isn't it? The small bed of beans on the right hand side there have been transplanted in from the greenhouse. They really didn't like the cold spell, but they seem to have perked back up alright. So it's just a matter of working through this bed, getting rid of any of the roots, and then digging out a nice trench along the side of the plot. So then, just for the record, the guy that had the plot before me was a builder. The blocks are building blocks. I don't recommend them as in hedging. Any slight bit of weight behind them and they'll fall forward. Yeah, I don't think they're particularly a great idea, but they're there. I've never figured out a way of getting rid of all those blocks, so I've left them there. I think the problem is bigger than the solution there. So what I'm going to do now is force some plastic down to this trench to prevent further growth. I'm inanely waving a plastic bag. You can use ex-compost bags, so it's a good use of rubbish, but in my particular case I had a lovely great sheet of thick plastic hanging around, perfect size, and it actually is the perfect length. So just force it right down to the gap there, right down, and you want it down as not as deep as you can get it, but a good spade depth. Again, for the record, I don't think I made a very good job of this. I actually am going to redo this plastic because I really wasn't very happy with the overall result when I re-watched this video, but you kind of get the idea. So what I'll do is I'll actually take it back out, do the same again, and bury it back in, and all it's doing is physically providing a barrier beneath the soil where these roots won't come across. Good permanent solution, or as long as the black plastic will last. I should imagine it will last years because I'll cut it off at the soil level as well, and that way, you know, sunlight won't degrade it. So even though it's not a no dig solution, it is a solution that will enable no dig to flourish in this particular plot. Anybody else with any better ideas, please let me know. I can guarantee you conventional methods aren't going to work in this scenario. These are my forage peas. I'm just going to quickly go over. I'm really impressed with the germination on these. They have come up really nicely. The garlic still isn't up, but it's there. It'll be going away. And this is a couple of lines of forage peas are planted on the other bed. The beans that are planted at the same time are not up yet. Okay, so whilst I'm here, a quick look inside my polytunnel. Now these here are Japanese hohei spinach. Very nice to eat, and I know that because the slugs have made a beeline for it in my own greenhouse and here, and they've eaten a lot of the crop. My organic solution was to put coffee grounds right around them, and as you can see, they obviously ain't bothered by the coffee grounds. They've gone right across them and caused quite a lot of damage. I don't necessarily have a solution. My solution tomorrow will be to place beer traps either side of the crop and try and stop the slugs before they attack. I think it's actually caused irreparable damage to some of them, but let's go. Let's see how we go. I mean, the spinach, the ordinary spinach, is doing fine. Yeah, they're doing fine. Not exactly belting along. In fact, that one there has been eaten down the ground, so obviously there's more than just pressure on the hohei spinach. We'll have to wait and see to see if I actually beat them. This is a crop of celery that I've transplanted. What I found in the past was that this slightly warmer climate in here won't give me celery for the winter, but it will give me a nice crop of celery very early spring before they go to seed. That's been a useful tactic of mine. That's for use. I don't see why that shouldn't succeed this year. Let's see how the winter goes. And that's it for this week. A fairly quick video, just covering off a couple bits and pieces of which I feel was the best solution. And thank you very much for joining me once again, and I'll see you on the next one, which is already planned for next week. Bye bye.